good old boy and he's got a story to tell. Tavin will mow your grass and make it look so well. Now Tavin goes donut goals when in town he comes, getting strength for his haunches to cannonball for fun.
Welcome to the Tavin Dillard Podcast, y'all guys. How in the world are you? It's so good to be here with you on this beautiful Tuesday. If you listen to this on the day it come out, I know that some folks have found the Tavin Dillard Podcast recently, and so they might be back in season 3 right now for all I know, and they ain't getting to this one for another year or so. I don't know. I didn't go to school for what day you listen to the podcast on, but it come out today, May the 27th. Almost at the end of May's now, which means, cannonball season's here, watermelon helmet season here. You have full permission from me to be doing any of that stuff. I posted a watermelon helmet video a week ago, and boy, I got some traction, as they say, on the social medias. They got passed around a little bit. But today, we season 13, episode 8 of my podcast, and I am Tavin Dillard, y'all guys. I'm a mowing, edging, grass cutting legend, and welcome in. What's new? Well, let's look ahead real quick, and then we need to look back for a second. Firstly, there's still tickets left, so you can join me this Friday in Sweet Springs, Missouri. I'll put the link like in my show notes. That's where I always put them, like I said before. And it's May 30th. That's this Friday, just in a few days. It's going to be a hoot of a time. I dilly-dallied thinking about what am I going to bring, because I want to talk about my Clintwood, Virginia show in just a second. It happened on May 17th, but on that show, I was trying to figure out what merchandise to bring. Well, what I decided for this Friday, I'm bringing like a hodgepodge of shirts I got. I got some donuts, good for the haunches shirts. I got some Crow Funyun shirts. I've got some of the green Early Bird Gets the Perm shirts. I got a couple Cannonball shirts. I think I got one or maybe two Rachel Christine shirts. I got all these in different sizes. I got a bunch of smalls. I got quite a few mediums, very few larges, maybe a couple extra larges. I got double XL, triple XL. I got some here, some there, but maybe I got one Crow Funyun here, but I don't have it in that size. It's just going to be one of them mix and match kind of shirt opportunities for you. I'll have stickers there. I'll have my book, Team Burger Shed. You can pick that up if you want to. What else? I got some Peekaboo hats. I got some Bank hats. That's going to be a hoot of a time. Now, and you know what else I'm having is these. I didn't have these in Virginia the other day either. Was them 8.5 by 11 like pictures of me that I can sign. So I have some of that there if any you want any of that. So just to plan ahead, that's what I'm going to have. Now, Clintwood was a hoot. I took some books there, and I took Peekaboo hats, and I took Bank hats and some stickers. And it's a fun time. Now, Dwayne Hess, he does the intro song here for the podcast. He came out from Kentucky with his buddy Jim, and they helped me open the show for me. And I actually went out on stage and introduced Dwayne and Jim and them, and then they came out and played. Then they introduced me, then I came out. We was helping each other out like that away, and it's fun to see y'all show up. And a lot of people didn't need to buy no shirt. They came in a Tavin shirt that they'd already bought on the interwebs, and it was good to see them. I signed, I think, a No Pro Fishing hat somebody had, and got a lot of pictures, high fives, all that. Real fun time. And I tell you right now, the Sweet Springs, Missouri show's got these VIP tickets, these VIP tables. I think it's like 8 people around a table, and I don't know if they have any of them VIP tables left. I know they was running out the other day when I talked to Rick, who's putting together the show. But they got like, you get on that table, you already got a bacon bag on the table for you. I think there might be a Burger Shed book. I think there might be donuts, Dr. Pepper, Funyuns. Like, there's some stuff already on your table because you paid for the VIP table and for your whole group that's there. And then there's the regular seats and all that too. And I think there's going to be other stuff that you can buy, the merchandise there, but I think they might have a little concession stand like that. So it's going to be a hoot, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So if you can be there this Friday, come out and see me. If you can't, I ain't mad at you. Hopefully I can be in your neck of the woods pretty soon. And that's how that goes. And you know what it is? This time of year is graduation time of year. You know about graduating, like you get done with schoolwork and you get so done that they give you a diploma and say, get out of here, like that away. So there's some friends of mine that I'm going to see this Friday in the old Sweet Springs, Missouri. And these friends don't even know they're going to my show yet because they got themselves a graduation present. And part of that's going to be seeing my show in Sweet Springs. Well, who is it? Well, it's going to be Abby and Wyatt. Abby and Wyatt. James B., he's their daddy, he sent me an email and said, hey, Abby and Wyatt don't even know it, but they got out of high school. They probably knew that part, but what they didn't know that they was going to my show. That's the surprise part. I mean, I think that when you show up to a graduation with a cap and gown to give you a diploma, you figure, hey, I'm graduating tonight. I know that. That ain't the part that's a surprise, Abby and Wyatt. The surprise is Peekaboo. You coming to my show this Friday, so I can't wait to meet y'all there. I hope to see more people there this weekend, but who cares right now about this weekend when we got stuff from this past week we got to take care of. Like we had game number 4 for Team Burger Shed, and something happened to Mort Waddell. He's okay. Don't hear me say he in a bad situation, but I mean, he definitely has felt better, but he's okay. That's all I'm saying. All right, you can check the show note today for all that's going on. I mean, all of it. Them Sweet Springs, Missouri tickets. I just put a link to all my shirts. We did play Team Thunder Punch. That's Coach Hicks boxing gym. We played that team this week. And the link to my shirts, you can find a Thunder Punch shirt in there. You also find a Thunder Punch tank top. So there's all kinds of things that you can find, but and then I'll put a link to just my personal video greetings if you need that for Father's Day. Running a bacon bag thing. Forgot about that. Sorry guys, a lot of housekeeping today. Tavin bacon bag, if you buy one right now, it was basically May 16th through June 15th, which is Father's Day. If you buy a bacon bag, you're entered automatically to win 10 free Tavin bacon bags. That's right, 10. That's a lot. You buy one, you're entered to win 10. And then basically, one bag that you buy equals one submission. So if you buy 2 bacon bags, you enter to win twice. So, you get more chances to win like that away. So all that's in the show notes. Sweet Springs, Missouri tickets this weekend. All my shirts and merch, Tavin bacon bags, personal video greetings. My cell phone, you can text me, 501-322-6249, and then my email, tabandillard@gmail.com. Been shooting commercials for folks too, tabandillard@gmail.com. That's the way to get in touch with me on that. So, how are you doing? Enough about me. Weather good in your neck of the woods? Good fishing weather, y'all guys. Good fishing weather. You can say that all year long if you really like to fish. You know about that? I like to eat in the rain. Why not fish in the rain? Why wouldn't a fish want to eat in the rain? I mean, he got to eat too, year round, so go catch him. You name the weather, I'll eat in it. I figure a fish does too. That's all I'm saying. I don't know if y'all remember that I got a free 6-month membership to Thunder Punch last year, and you know what? Didn't really use it. I know. That's embarrassing, but I do like to support local businesses, and I am a local businessman. I got Tavin's Lawn Care Services. I ain't got to tell you that. So I know how it feels when folks hire you and they buy your product. So you know what I did? I bought a year membership to Thunder Punch. And you know what else? I go more now with a paid membership than I did with a free one. I don't know the science behind that. I guess, well, I do. I paid for it, so I don't want to waste money. Now, I know it ain't always that way. It for sure ain't always that way with me, but that's how it worked out. There's free stuff I will use the life out of, and I'll keep on using it. Meemaw, she got a visor that says shut up and dance on it. She got it for free at a town carnival back in 1983. She loves that thing. She loves that visor more than dancing. Maybe she likes it because it says shut up on it and she can be a little ornery like that away. I don't know, but she keep that pretty close. She ain't never gave it away. She got that thing for free. So why am I telling you about my Thunder Punch membership? If you're just joining us for the first time, you might be wondering what Thunder Punch is. Good thing I explained it just a couple minutes ago, but I'll say it again. It's a boxing gym in town. So Thunder Punch. Coach Hicks owns it. You probably heard of him. He runs the thing. He used to be a high school PE teacher, and he also ran the Long John Silver's in the county next over. He's head lifeguard at the city pool now. He teaches my Meemaw's water aerobics class. Lastly, and most grossly on the list, is that my Meemaw has a crush on him, and so does Brody Childress's Granny Mabel. Now, it's for sure what I ain't trying to tell you about. This is not what I'm going with this story. I just always end up there, I guess, because it's on my mind. It just so happens that we played Team Thunder Punch this week. That's what I'm telling you. Let's get to the softball and get away from my Meemaw's water aerobics. I'll have an update on the game in just a little bit. But what I'm saying is I was taking advantage of my Thunder Punch membership this week. I bought one, and I was doing some strength training. You know about that? Like biceps, triceps, forceps, your interceptions. I was mostly working arms on this day, and Mort Dwightell's there too. You know Mort. His wife owns Uptown Gal. That's a women's clothing store in town. He's on my softball team, and he can't have no dairy, or at least he should not have no dairy. That's a different story too. But what I'm telling you is I was there, and now Mort's there, and you already know that Thunder Punch is a boxing gym, but there's other stuff there too. They got a boxing ring, they got them spade bags, they got little boxing helmets, boxing gloves. I think you got to bring your own mouth guard. I don't think they give them out, and I don't think you reuse them like you would like at a gymnasium, like a YMCA or whatever. You might have a basketball that they give you, and then another fella comes in later after you left, and they use the same basketball. That's fine, but you don't do that with mouth guards. When you boxing, you don't do that with mouth guards. So that's what I'm saying. But like I said, they got places you can do strength training here at Thunder Punch. You're not just hitting a speed bag or trying to box somebody in a ring. A few machine weights and what they call free weights. Not that don't mean you can't take them home with you without paying. You know, it ain't like Meemaw's Visor from 1983. Ain't what I'm saying. It means that the weight's all on you. If you drop it, it's free falling. So be careful. I already told you what I was doing there. Mort Dwightell's there he's working in the boxing rings, a little pew, 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 you know, like boxing, all that. I wouldn't say that Mort is in shape. He got a long torso, stubby tree trunk legs, some girth. He can hit dingers, you know that, in the softball field. Good thing, too, because Mort don't run. Actually, he won't run. I think he's capable of it, but he ain't going to do it. Anyhow, Mort's in the little boxing ring, sparring away, steady punching with Coach Hicks, of all people. And they take a little water break, and Mort decides to hop down out of that ring. Like maybe he got to get something, or maybe he got to go to the bathroom. I don't know, but he hopped down. Well, you know about gravity, and you already heard me talk about Mort's girth. And that combination means whatever hits the ground first is going to take the most impact. And the way the body works is if you jump feet first out of the boxing ring, then your feet going to hit the ground first. That's science. And that's exactly what happened when Mort jumped. Feet hit the ground. He felt a pop, and then his whole body hit the ground, and then Mort hollered, "Ow!" Coach Hicks hurries over. You know, he's seen a lot of injuries in his day. One time he had a kiddo in his high school PE class catch the business end of a hockey stick on a backswing, lost a couple teeth. I think Coach Hicks stitched him up with a little kid he had. Not his mouth, not his teeth, but, you know, you can't stitch a tooth, but like his lip or whatever. I think it was testing day too, and he told that fella he needed to finish them different stations. And I think they had hockey, like basketball, soccer, pogo stick, frisbee. I mean, Coach Hicks was whipping them students into optimum health back in the day, steady holding down the fitness ER single-handedly, stitching folks up and getting them back on the field. Then one time at the city pool, Donnie Wayne Chambliss pinched a nerve in his neck jumping off the diving board, locked up in the deep end like he couldn't paddle his arms to swim nowheres. And Coach Hicks jumps in that deep end and pulls Donnie to the shallow end where he does some sort of chiropractor adjustment on him, holds him out the water, does some cracking, relieve that neck pain. Donnie Wayne could swim again. He didn't really want to, but he could have swam again if he wanted to because his neck was a little better. So, anyways, here's Coach Hicks standing over Mort Dwightell, who has jumped from the ring to the floor in Thunder Punch, even though he could have just stepped down to get some water, and he's in pain. "What hurts, Mort?" asked Coach. Mort points to his right foot. "It's my foot." "Can you wiggle it?" asked Coach Hicks. Well, that right there is a standard question for any injury since we was all kids. Anything happens to you, the nearest adult would say, "Well, can you move it?" And then you got to go from there. Of course, as a kiddo, you trying to look through the tears at your hand or your arm or your finger, whatever got hurt, and you don't even want to think about moving it. But when you want to make sure it's okay, you got to do that, so you manage to try and wiggle it. Thing about it is, once you wiggle it, then everybody goes back to normal. "Oh, he's fine, he can wiggle it." But you're in a world of hurt. And now everybody else knows you're okay. So you might as well act that way because you ain't getting no sympathy at that point. So anyhow, Coach Hicks asks Mort if he can wiggle it. And Mort says, "I don't think I can." Uh-oh. Now we on to the next step. Mort can't move his foot. What's Coach Hicks going to ask next? Well, can you stand? Mort tries to sit up, and he looks at Coach. I reckon I can try. So Coach grabs Mort under his husky arms. I hurry over there to help under Mort's other arm, and we get him to his feet. So Coach Hicks is trying to wrap around behind him. I'm just trying to help one side of him, but between the two of us, we get him up on those little feet of his. We get Mort up, and as soon as he puts weight on that foot, he is down like a newborn fawn on a frozen pond, buddy. Can't do it. So Coach Hicks is trying to figure out how to get Mort to a clinic. Best idea we come up with is that I pull my 93 Ford Ranger to the front of Thunder Punch. Coach Hicks has Mort sit on one of them sled pulls. It's like an exercise thing. And me and Coach Hicks pull that sled with Mort Dwydell just outside the front door. Then we help Mort up and we slide him into my truck. Coach calls Donna Glenda, that's Mort's wife. She works at Uptown Gal, like I told you. I mean, she owned the thing. That's the women's clothing store in town, but that ain't the point right now. And he lets her know that we on our way to the clinic to get Mort's foot checked out. Long story, a little bit longer. Mort's got a mild ankle sprain and a deep bone bruise in his foot. Not fractured, and he's in a walking boot now. So that's where we are heading into our game this past week against Thunder Punch, which happens to be the place where one of our players got injured. We ain't gonna sue or nothing like that. It happens, but that's the facts. Did I mention Mort's our first baseman on Team Burger Shed? And did I also mention that we was playing? I did mention the Thunder Punch. Well, we played them now, and I guess this is as good as any time to let you know how the game went when we got a first baseman in a walking boot. Firstly, Team Burger Shed is 3-0. I mean 3-0. Like we won 3 games already this season, and we lost none of the other ones. So 3-0. That's how it goes. Simple sports record, man. I tell you, that means we doing pretty good. Didn't look great on paper going into this week's game, you know, with the injury and everything. We playing a real good team. Thunder Punch they stacked and they fit and they in shape and they focused, and we are down a first baseman, or so we thought. A couple days after the accident, Mort was able to put some weight on that foot, and Mort has some weight to put on that foot for sure. And by the time the game rolls around on Thursday, Mort told Russell to pencil him in. I guess if you're going to pick a guy on our team to put in a walking boot, it'd be Mort. Not because we want him in a walking boot, but because he don't run anyway. So he can just stand at first base and catch the ball, stand at home plate, and either hit a dinger or walk back to the dugout. So in a move that surprised everybody, including his wife, who said he sure seemed helpless around the house this week. Can you bring me a bag of chips? Oh, can you bring me a glass of ice water? Can you bring me a pencil that I can shove in my walking boot to itch my foot? All of a sudden on game day, he's feeling good enough to play. Well, that ain't my battle to fight. Mort and Donna Glenda are going to have to work that thing out themselves. All I know is that Mort came ready to play. He was feeling good enough to make a detour from the parking lot to the dugout to head over to the concession stand and buy some donut holes. He's popping those in on the way to the dugout. Real good call. Health-wise, I mean. Everybody knows donut holes are the fountain of youth of the donut world. Softer skin, limber legs, cat-like agility. Thank you, donut holes. So we take the field in the first inning. We was the home team, and Russell has us in our normal positions. We only had 2 outfielders in the first inning because Brody Childress lost the bumper to a Suzuki sidekick on the way home from work. I guess it took him a while to go back and find it. Gilbert Phillips, he was pitching for Thunder Punch. That's Chlorine Phillips' son. He beat up an adult bull moose before. He'll run his mouth too, and after I got on first with a dribbler up the third baseline, and then Rance Farnhart popped out, Mort came up to bat in his little boot. It ain't little, actually. I mean, it's on Mort's foot. Ain't nothing about Mort little. You gonna be able to handle this, Gimpy Dwydell? Hollered Gilbert. Called him Gimpy like that away. Mort smiles. He taps the bat on the plate, and he just waits. Gilbert shakes his head and laughs, then pitches that ball right down the middle, you know, like adult league slow pitch softball style. Mort cranks that thing. He ain't got a walking boot on them arms, y'all guys. The ball sails over the center field wall and onto a hay bale where Chet Dilroy teaches them junior archers during the week, not on game nights. 2-0, Team Burger Shed, top of the first. Mort walked around them bases. The ump and Coach Hicks said it's fine. He don't have to do that on account of his foot, and they'll still count the home run. Mort waves them off, and he just walks around them bases. Felt like it took 5 minutes around them bases for him to walk it. And Gilbert Phillips, with that mouth of his, had to wait for it all the while. And Mort's just making it around them bases so slow in that walking boot, and Gilbert's just eating it, you know. I know Mort can rake, but I did not expect that. Of course, Mort still had to play defense tonight, and that's where things fell apart a little bit. Mort can't move too fast anyway. I mean, you probably guessed that, but walking boot or not, but it's bad out there. Like JT Whitlow moved over almost to first base to help Mort's area get covered, and then Mort would just wait on first for somebody to throw it to him. Now, once Brody got there, he found that bumper, but didn't have time to put it on, so it's taking up the whole back of that Suzuki Sidekick, you know, inside the car. We stuck him in as fifth infielder. We'd already been playing with two outfielders anyway. We needed help on the infield because Mort Dwydell in this foot situation with that walking boot and all, so that's what we did. Russell Tucker, he was pitching most of the game for us. Two outfielders hurt us some. There's balls tagged to the gap, and we'd run them down, but they were still legging out doubles. They had one triple, too. Come to fifth inning, though, it's 7-4. Thunder Punch was whooping us a little bit, and it could go a couple ways at this point. We ain't lost yet this season. It's a long season. You can't win them all. Just play the thing out. Or not, you know, or not. I like to go full steam ahead. That's the way I roll, y'all guys. Like a crow in a bag of Funyuns. Rat Terrier on a tennis ball. Delma Spencer's toddler on a sugar daddy gnawing it off the stick like that away. But then, Rusty Tidwell got this look. He didn't say nothing this time, but I did. I said, lock it in this inning, fellas. We can slow these guys down. Well, Mort was basically done. His foot was hurting, and he was making soft contact, not trying to run anything out. But Rance Farnhart and JT Whitlow made some contact, and then from where you least expect it, a power burst emerged. From where, Tavin? An injury-prone, moped-riding, snack-delivering, tender-gutted teammate named Myron Curtis. Myron, with JT and Rance on base, hit a 3-run dinger, and all of a sudden we went from 7-4 to 7-7. Hello! So there was blood in the water, as they say. Cody Mantell hit one off the end of the bat into left field, single. Rusty Tidwell got up and screamed a double off the outfield wall. Cody scores 8-7. Coach Hicks blows the whistle. He always got a whistle on him. And he had a meeting on the mound with his team. He'd seen enough. They got us out that inning. Then Russell asked Mort if he could pitch the last inning. That way we can move Brody back to the outfield and Russell will take over at first. Mort pitched lights out, y'all guys. Thunder Punch was over swinging, and they were hitting grounders right to us. And in the end, Team Burger Shed pulled it out with an 8-7 win over Team Thunder Punch. Now we 4-0 on the seasons. You could almost call Mort Dwydell the MVP on this one. Who would have guessed? The guy in the walking boot making it happen. It also meant that Mort's going to have to get a lot more done around his house this week. No excuses now, buddy. Bit of an emotional roller coaster, but here we are. It's a good week, so we're excited about what the next week holds with our games coming up. Of course, I'm looking excited to see what's going on in Missouri and Sweet Springs on Friday night. Can't wait to see y'all guys there. Thank y'all for joining me this week on the Tavin Dillard Podcast. Check them show notes for all that's going on. I told you already, they got show tickets in there. We got Tavin's Bacon Bag, personal video greetings, my shirts and merch, my email address, my number. If you want to text me, let me know how you doing. Love to hear from y'all guys. And hey, if you couldn't wiggle your foot after you jumped from the boxing ring at Thunder Punch to the floor and had to get sled pulled to a 93 Ford Ranger and drove to a clinic for a walking boot this week, you having a pretty good week. Me, I'm Tavin Dillard. This is the Tavin Dillard Podcast. Till next time, y'all guys. We'll see you later.